Hello, good people. Welcome back to another episode of The Week in the Life. Today is Tuesday. I know you're wondering why my week did not begin on Monday, but it's because yesterday we had a holiday and I had the best intentions to wake up and actually try to get some work done. But when I woke up, Kenya Power had done their thing again. When I woke up, we did not have electricity, so I just opted to take my day a bit slowly rather. And yeah, so for today, my intention is to finish up with some admin work that I was not able to do yesterday and to work on the edits for the event that we shot last week on Friday. And also I have to finish up with the application for the Nanlite project Spark. I finished up with all the required assets last week, so my intention is just to finish up with the application for that. I think that's what I'll do this morning. I will clean up my calendar, and also I think I've also seen that editing this Week in the Life videos is quite a hectic process. So what I will do is allot a bit more time every day to edit this video and make sure that I also get through the tasks that I have set out for my day, because I do not, most of the days, I think the past few weeks, most of the time I have been spending like the whole day working on the video and editing the video, and then now having like a few hours left to work on other things, and I think that is kind of holding me back. So my intention is to give it like, I think 2 hours every day or 3 hours every day, and then now focus on the other tasks that I have set out for the day, as planned or as scheduled in my calendar. And then finish up with the application for the Nanlite project Spark, and I'll also share the link to that if you would be interested. I think the deadline is the 18th. I hope this video will come out before then. I think it will. So yeah, that is what I will do. I will also I will leave the description for anyone who would want to apply to that. Oh, so I'm finally done with the application for the project Spark, and yeah, I can't wait to see the response. So it's now lunchtime, as you can see. It's time for me to eat and then in the afternoon I will jump into the edits for the photos for last week. Yeah, it's now afternoon. I've just had a hearty meal of chips, of fries. Yeah, but I think one of the biggest things that I've also found challenging trying to work on this business and also trying to document this journey is lunchtime. Lunchtime is sometimes just passes me by, because I feel like I do not have the energy or I do not have the time to actually cook or prepare food for lunch. But one way that I think I am working around this is by when we prepare food for dinner or for supper the previous night, we make sure that we prepare enough that we can eat for lunch the next day, that my girlfriend can carry when she goes to work, and that I can also eat while I'm here at home working on my business or on our business. So yeah, I think we're trying to get better at that. So I'll just update you with how that goes as well. So yeah, let's jump into the edit. Let us jump into Lightroom so that we can start editing. So when I get home from a shoot, I usually spend like 20 to 30 minutes dumping the photos onto my computer, and then now opening them up in Lightroom so that I can go through the process of selecting the best photos first and applying like a general preset over all of them, so that now when I am ready to start editing, I can just come into the software and go through the set that I have selected again, and now go for the selects, go for the best of the bunch, and remove maybe the extras. So I think I usually have like 3 stages of selection. So first, when I get home, I put them onto the computer and select now the first set that I think would look good, and then add on like a preset onto them, and then after a day, or when I'm ready to start editing the photos, I go into the software, into Lightroom again, and then go through the potential selects again, removing the ones that maybe look alike, or the ones that I feel they just don't make the cut, especially because now I have started like editing them. Yeah, and then now go through when editing and tweaking the settings for each photo. I will now just usually remove any extras that I feel would probably not make the cut. Yeah, so yeah, I think we can start editing and see how we can go. So I have already done the first 2 stages of selection or culling. Culling is what is called. Culling. C-U-L-L-I-N-G. So I've already done the first 2 steps. So now I am just going into the edit and now removing the ones that I think would potentially not work. So I've just noticed that I'm so used to saving my videos every so often while editing that even now on Lightroom, I'm just constantly pressing Command S. So I feel like I'm falling off the wagon, off the photo editing wagon, but I know we'll be good. Yeah, so I think this is what I'll be doing for the remainder of the day, the remainder of the afternoon rather. So I guess I'll see you tomorrow. Peace. Hi. So it's Wednesday. I've just finished going through my emails, and sadly, or unfortunately, I have woken up to one rejection email for one of the grants that I had applied to. Yeah, so it's always a bit frustrating not getting a positive feedback for these applications. But yeah, I guess we move on. I think at some point I'd say I think if it were last year at a time like this, it would have probably gotten me down, and I would have spent like 2 days wallowing. But I think now I just say that if it's not God's will for me, then it's fine. All that happens is just according to His will. So yeah, it's always a tough pill to swallow when you're rejected for these grants, but there's always more grants to apply to, more opportunities to look for. And yeah, so I think I'm going to be spending the rest of my morning sending out other grant applications. I think I have like 2 or 3 that I want to work on right now. And yeah, and I think in the afternoon it will be just editing, starting to edit last week's video. Yeah, so I think I do not have a lot planned for today. That's just it. So I will work on the 2 grants that I have, 2 or 3 grants that I have in mind, and then start editing last week's video. I think that is what I will devote most of my time to today. And yeah, I don't think I have much to say. I think that rejection has taken me off my game a bit, but I know we'll be good. So one of the platforms that I use to look for these opportunities, or to look for production opportunities in general, is called Genero. It's an international platform, and I really haven't gotten any work from it yet, but it's always just good to see the kind of opportunities that they have on there. I normally use Genero and another one called Untold Fable. Yeah, so they mostly have international opportunities, but it's always good to see if your work can be considered on an international scale. So that is why I usually focus on these 2 platforms. But I also put in a lot of effort trying to find work locally, and that is why I also have my marketing master list. I've also sent out a few marketing and outreach emails today, and in the morning I also sent out the link for last week's event rather. So I'm good there, and I think nitafanya nini nyingine. Nimesahau. Nitafanya nini nyingine. So although not getting this grant is a bit frustrating, it has got me thinking, because the thing that I used to apply to this grant was I desire, or I intend to make a course, an online course, focusing on character-driven documentaries. That is the thing that I have done for, I think, the past 4 or 5 years, and I know that I have gathered a lot of knowledge that when I initially started out, I did not have easy access to it. So this is what I wanted to apply to this grant with, and it has got me thinking of other ways how I can make this course without necessarily depending on grant funding. So my intention while making this course is to create a feature-length documentary, again featuring my friend who is a painter. I have shot with her before, but now I think I would want to expand on what she does, or just approach what she does from like a wider scope, covering a larger project, covering a long-term project. So when developing this online course, I think my intention is just to also create this feature-length documentary that I can show you practically how how to do this in the course and take you from the beginning, from pre-production, from research and development rather, to pre-production, to production, to post-production, and finally to distribution. So yeah, I think I have to come up with other ways to do that. And one of the things that I've been thinking of recently is starting a Patreon, just to help me build community and show you a bit more of the behind the scenes of what I actually do. So for example, when you look at these content days that I have in the week in the life, I usually shorten them so that the overall video for the week in the life is not that long, although they are already very long. But I would want to have somewhere else where these videos or these longer content day videos would live. Yeah, so I've been thinking of starting a Patreon, and yeah, I don't know if this is something that would be interesting, but I'm doing a bit more research on that. And I think as I build up my community and as I build up more connections in this space, I think that I would go for a Kickstarter model just to help fund this online documentary course. Yeah, so I don't know. I think that's something that I have to think about. It's something that I have to do more research into and see what more can be done. Yeah, and see what more can be done, so that I already have the outline for the course. So it's just about now trying to fill in the gaps to see if this would actually work. Yeah, I don't know. So if you have any comments or any feedback, please just let me know. I would really appreciate some input on this. Yeah. So I remember last week I said that I would also do some cold calling this week. I'm still working up the courage to do that and just building out a few more contacts. So I think I'll do that next week. But yeah, I'm still continuing with the marketing, with the outreach emails rather. So I think I'll do that. This is the 4th week, so I will do that this week as well. And then from next week now, I think we can try something different. Yeah, so let's see how the day goes. I don't think I really have much today, so I think I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning, good people. So today is Thursday, our content day, and I'm just setting up my setup or my idea for today. To be honest, this week I have really struggled trying to get an idea for what I would want to do, or rather the kind of content that I would want to get or to capture. And yeah, it's been sort of push and pull, but I'm glad that finally I have something that I think would be good. So I've been really thinking about doing a product shoot, but somehow I just cannot find the right product for the shoot. But so today, instead of that, I will just keep on going with the theme for the content for the past 2 weeks, which is setting up or shooting documentaries. So yeah, I think that is what I am going to do today. So rather, really, I'm not shooting another documentary, but I want to create, like to do a YouTube video. So today my content is shooting a YouTube video within this YouTube video. But that's my intention, is just to set up not an interview, to set up a YouTube video, to shoot a YouTube video rather, that I can use to speak about how to so my intention is to set up a YouTube video that I can speak about how to improve on your documentary interviews by improving on your questions. Yeah, so I think that is my intention for today. So let's see how things will go. Yeah, so I'm going to set up this angle for the YouTube video, and then now start speaking about how to improve your documentaries by improving on the kind of questions you ask or the kind of questions you make. Yeah, so let's see how that will go. So today, instead of the natural look, I'm going for something that looks and feels a bit more polished, if I can say that. So, but I will be using one of the skills or the lessons that but I will be using one of the lighting techniques that I experimented with last week, which is to use triple diffusion on this softbox. So the softbox itself already has 2 layers of diffusion, but I will add the diffusion that's found in the 5-in-1 reflector on top of it. I'm just adding on a grid so that I can control the spill of light into the room or into the background, because I also want to light the background with a pop of color. So my intention was to sort of use the book light the booklet that I not created, but the booklet that I tested out last week. But the problem with that was because I would be bouncing it off the wall, it would spill into like the rest of the room and not really have the color on the background would not really have the kind of effect that I want. So that's why I've shut the curtains, because I really want a controlled sense of lighting here. Close the curtains. I will close all the curtains in the house because the curtain from the kitchen or the window from the kitchen will light up the background. So I'll just close everything up and see how that will look. Yeah, so let's finish setting this up, and I will see you in the main interview angle. Not interview, in the main video angle. The main YouTube video angle. Yeah. So to hold this diffusion in place, we have our trusty peg from last week. So what I will do here as well is just lay this diffusion, or the neg side of it, on the chair so that it can act as a negative field to the left side of my face. So we have our trusty peg. Here. So I just want to see how it will look, because I don't think last week I shot this with the grid. So I'm really interested and excited to see how that will look. Yeah, so I think it will have to go up a bit so that I can point down. That was almost disastrous, but the TV survives. I think let me just position the light how I want it first, and then I will add on the diffusion, the extra layer of diffusion. So there is where I want it, where I'll be sitting. Here, camera there. Then I think I also need an extra plug. So now the problem with that is the reflector is so much in the frame. But now the other issue that I have is I wanted to use light stand, the extra light stand that I have to support, or to rather to mount the two tube lights, so that it can be on the back, so that I can light the background with it. But okay, let's see what I will do. So this is not working. This is not working at all. So I'll just leave my trusty pegs here. Then find a way to so this one, I think it will have to be somewhere here, so that it can clear the soft box. Let's just take it up and see. So the thing that I am losing with using this setup is the depth. I'm losing a lot of depth because I now have to move the chair even further. Yeah, so I'm losing a lot of depth that I initially thought I would have. That is why I also did not, the thing with using the softbox thing, or the thing with using the sort of softbox setup is I can save on a lot of space, because this softbox is also sort of consuming or taking up a lot of space in the room. So I'm losing a lot of depth. I think that's what I'll do. And then navigate anything else as it comes. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. So this one remains as is, but this one, let me just switch it off so that I can remove this. Be careful not to hit the camera. Oh, well, that was a process and a half. It was something that I was really trying to avoid. I think I'll delete this here to see if it can help me with lighting up the background. So, back to our trusty reflector dish. So we take the light down. I think I just have to see how to work with the light that is coming or bouncing into the room. So as you can see, the difference in space rather is quite noticeable, because now at least I can move the seat in front again and have now the space shooting into the room. So let me just close everything else. Close that light. This curtain, I'm in the kitchen. closing the kitchen curtains. And there. So I don't know how I feel about this. I think the only thing that I can do is actually start shooting. If that sticks. Need a longer nail here. Well, this is guerrilla filmmaking at its best. Ooh. Yep, guerrilla filmmaking at its best. So there's one nail here that I think would be perfect. It's a screw. Just move you kidogo. Slide you over. And then hammer time. I'm also just hammering them up at an angle. That I can actually hold up the light stand, the C-stand rod. Oh, this is taking much longer than I thought it would. But let's see. Let's now see. Here's the other peg. So yeah, I think this is much better. Yeah, so that's not going anywhere. That is not going anywhere. So we are going off sort of a purple that can contrast with the clothes I'll be wearing, which is green. I think purple-ish, pinkish. Let's do 260. See how that looks. I feel like I'll just have to actually return back to the soft books. That's kidogo frustrating. That's a bit frustrating because I want some depth, but also not having any control over the light would just be an exercise in futility. Yeah. So I'll go back to the softbox, scrap the I think the reflector, and then work with the setup that I'm used to. Okay, let's just, yeah, the light is not registering at all with the camera. So because the setup that I have in mind is not actually working, I'm just going to change it up, to take everything down, not take everything down rather, but to change it up in a way that I know would work. I was trying something different, but I guess I'll just have to work with the tested and tried method. I think the problem is also the light that I want to color the background. It doesn't have so much intensity, and the light that is coming from the light that is coming from our book light is very, very strong. So it's just washing out the background, and I have no sort of color, no sort of control over that. So we take everything down and re-strategize. So this is the starting point of the new setup. Still have a lot more to do. Still have a lot more to do. Camera is good. Camera angle is good. Sitting position is good. So now it's just about working on the placement of the light. I think the intensity is a bit too hot, and the placement of the lights on the background. But I think when I shift this key light down, it will look much different. So let me show you my current setup. So let me show you my current setup. Audio sync. So there is our camera directly in front of me. There's our key light with the grid. We have the 5-in-1 reflector on the neg, and yeah, the light, the RGB lighting. So I think what I will do is increase the intensity of these lights so that they can just wash the background a bit more, and also reduce the intensity of the key light and point it a bit towards me, so that you can see how everything looks. So yeah, that's where I'll be sitting. That's the jacket that I'm wearing. I know it looks like it's not something. And also here, I will just put my laptop on, and because my screensaver is like a green, it's greenery in terms of vegetation. So I'll do that so that it can also just add a bit more contrast with the purple that is on the wall. So that there we have our light at 20%. I think it has changed the effect quite a lot, so I don't really think I'll change the intensity of the tube lights, but I'll just play with the level of the light see how that looks. Hope my phone survives, because this is where my notes are also. So we'll go into the Amaran app and play the intensity. So let's have it at 40 so that we can see how it looks. So that is 40. I think I've puckered. I've applied a lot of lotion and oil and petroleum jelly to my face. Yeah, so that is 40. I think we are also at 1,000 ISO, 1,000 ISO. So I think I'll do 50 or 60, just so I have a bit more control. But let's see how 100 looks with the. Okay, 100 looks good. The light is not hitting the background so much. Yeah, I think I'll do 80. Let's do 80 so that I have a bit more control over how I look, and my train of thought is quite gone. So I think I'll have it at 80 so that it looks a bit more level, and then now put on the laptop. So let's do 80 and see. I think 80 feels good. 80 feels really good with me. Yeah, so let's put on the laptop and then we see. Put on the laptop, put on my sweater, and then we can actually start shooting. So what I'll do is just have the laptop reduce the time that the laptop takes to lock the screen. So I'll just put it at, I think let's do 2 hours. Minimize that, then have it sort of angled there. I think I'll move it a bit closer. Okay, so I think that looks good to me. So let me put on my sweater, my jacket, and then we can start shooting this. I think I'll also just have, because I have an extension here right beside me, I'll have my phone on a charger because it's about to go off, so that I can just refer to my notes. Yeah, but I think we're at a good level to start. So let me put on my sweater and then we can now start. So before we start, let me just run you through the setup. So that is now how the light looks. I've pointed it away from the background so that it's just lighting like across my face. And there we have the 5-in-1 reflector with the negative fill, our camera, the Sony a7 III. The light that we have there is the Amaran 100D. This is where I'm sitting, so you can see the extension for the light, the cord for the light, and my charger, so that my phone does not go off, because I have my notes there. There is our laptop, just sitting in the background to add something a bit more into this corner of the frame. And then this is our RGB lights, the two small Ulanzi tube lights that are doing a very good job in the background. Yeah, so I think we are good to go. I think we are really good to go. Good morning, good people. So today is Thursday and today is our content day. And honestly, I have had a very difficult time this week trying to decide what kind of content I want to shoot. I have been leaning a lot towards doing product photography, but I think I haven't found the right product yet. But I know that I'm in the process of planning something, so I know that one might be a good opportunity for me and for you, just so that I can bring you along. But yeah, today is Thursday, our content day, and as you can see, I have shown up and shown out for this content day. Yeah, so if you have seen my setup process, you know that I have struggled trying to set this up, but I'm happy that I have finally gotten to a point where the setup looks good, and now we are ready to start shooting the content idea for the day. So my content for today, keeping in line with the theme for the previous week, which was shooting a documentary spec, and last week's idea, which was how to set up an interview in a small space or using one light. Today, my intention will now be to dive a bit deeper into the interview process by focusing on the interview questions. Yeah, so I want to give you like three three tips just to help you create or develop your interview questions, and what you can do to make the most out of the interviews for your documentaries. So yeah, this is the intro for today, but as we step into the making of this YouTube video, that YouTube video. So we are making a YouTube video inside of a YouTube video, but as we step into the making of that video, I think what I want to do today is just to finish up with this content shoot, and then in the afternoon focus on finishing editing last week's video. I am halfway through. All that's left is to finish up the assembly for the last day of the week in the life, and then add music and color it, and then I'll be done with that. Yeah, so I can't wait for you to see last week's video, but I can't also wait for you to see this video. Okay, I'm rambling because I'm trying to get into the flow and into the mood of shooting that interview, the video speaking about the interview questions. I think I haven't shot like an interview, a YouTube video like this, with the setup and all that for a while. So I think I feel a bit rusty, but I know we'll be good. So thank you for watching today's content. And also, I think I've been thinking quite a lot about. Yesterday I spoke about starting a Patreon and just trying to expand the kind of community that we can build using this platform, my platform. And I think the thing that I can offer, the thing that I am actually offering, is my experience in the documentary space. So I'm still working on seeing the best way that I can do that, but I'm also leaning, because I think as a production company, you have to be very intentional with how you make money and diversifying your streams of income. So I'm thinking about starting up a Patreon. I'm also thinking about putting some of the content that I have here on Skillshare, so that it can just reach a wider audience of people who would maybe not find me on YouTube. So yeah, I think as a business, I know I have to think about how to make money, of course, but also as a creative, I have to make sure that I do not spread myself too thin. So that is something that I am thinking of, and I will think over the weekend. I will do some research and see how best to approach this. Yeah. So let's start shooting the video. Let's start shooting the video. Good morning, good people. Today is Friday, the last day of my week. It's been I can say that it's been a really good week. I have accomplished most of what I wanted to do. So my intention for today is to finish editing the Week in the Life vlog for last week. I am almost done with that. It's now just about adding music. I have already downloaded the music that I need from audio, so it's just about going into my editing software and adding the music. And don't forget to check out the link in my description so that you can get 70% off your first year using Audio Pro. So yeah, I think it's not a slow day, but I think yesterday's content day was good. I had a really good time. I think I haven't shot such a setup for a while now, because most of the setups that I have been focusing on in the recent weeks has been somehow natural, but yesterday's setup was creative and I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed working through the problems that I encountered. I enjoyed just in general the creative process. So it was a good day yesterday. Today, right now rather, my intention is right now, I want to send out a few marketing emails so that I can reach out to more brands and to more people. As I said earlier in the week, I think I have spent 4 weeks sending out these marketing emails, and I think after 4 weeks, it is now time for me to take stock, to see the responses that I have gotten through these emails. And if no response has been received, or no evident changes, no change is evident, I think I will have to change up my marketing strategy a bit, to stop focusing on sending out these emails and now finding a way to reach these clients and these brands directly. So I think that is something that I will work on next week and see what kind of difference or what kind of changes I can make to that. Yeah, and then as usual, towards the end of the day, I will have my meeting with God, or the time that I spend with God at the end of the week, just to thank Him for all that I've been able to do this week. And yeah, I think that's it. Just to thank Him for all that I have been able to do this week, and for all that He has enabled me to do. And above all else, I think for just keeping me healthy and keeping my friends and my family safe. So thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for supporting me on my journey. And yeah, I think that's all for this week. I will see you again next week. Peace, love, and light.